Hello again. Well, as we all know, the Covid-19 pandemic brought the world to a devastating standstill 3 years ago. And now it's all but disappeared from our daily lives. And as Malik Fouda reports, US President Joe Biden is now deciding whether to release classified documents about the deadly virus.
The pandemic brought entire countries and continents to a standstill. Schools were shut down, businesses closed, and working from home became the new norm. Billions of people had to deal with the deaths of loved ones. The world as we knew it drastically changed. 80% of nations went into lockdown in March of 2020 and stayed that way for much of the first 2 years of the virus. But when the world started to come alive again, China, where the virus began, remained shut down, enforcing the harshest of restrictions on its lockdowns.
The lockdown has been 3 years. For many people have been locked in their room for over 100 days, not even come out the door. You know, they welded the door or put locks on the door or sealed the door, so people even jump out windows to survive or to commit suicide. You know, it's just not possible.
Debates on how the virus originated raged. Many support the theory COVID-19 was transmitted to us through animals, namely bats. But others, like American virologist and former director of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Robert Redfield, believes in a more sinister theory.
Based on my initial analysis of the data, I came to believe, and I still believe today, that it indicates that COVID-19 more likely was the result of an accidental lab leak than a result of a natural spillover event. This conclusion is based primarily on the biology of the virus itself, including the rapid high infectivity for human-to-human transmission.
The Biden administration has kept its opinions reserved on the matter, but that could soon change. On Friday, the U.S. House of Representatives unanimously voted 419-0 to pass a bill urging President Biden to declassify U.S. intelligence documents on the virus's origin. President Biden will make the final decision.
We're taking a look at the bill. We have continued to share information, as I've mentioned many times before, with members of Congress. And as you know, the first few months of the president's administration, he came into office. He directed the intelligence community to declassify information, assessing COVID origins, and to make that report public to the American people.
COVID-19 has claimed the lives of more than 6.8 million people. And due to vaccines and education, the spread of the virus has dramatically slowed down. But scientists say COVID-19 is here to stay and can still kill, so precautions must be maintained. Malik Fouda, TRT World.
Well, Dr. Bharat Pankania is a senior clinical lecturer at the University of Exeter Medical School, and he joins us now live from Leicester in the UK. Welcome to you, Doctor. So we are at this point where the US House has voted to declassify intelligence on the COVID-19 origins. 3 years later, what difference would it really make to us, the general public, to you, the doctors, the science community?
We need to know how this virus originated and started to circulate amongst humans. As a scientist, I personally believe that it was a biological event, i.e. most probably through the wet markets, rather than a lab leak. However, I keep an open mind, and of course we should always share the information so that we learn, and if there was some untoward thing, be it the wet markets or some other place, or even more sinister like a lab leak, we need to know, and we need to improve our control methods going forward.
And do you think we will know? Do you think that what will come out from President Biden will make a difference, that we will actually, 3 years later, know what took millions of people's lives away?
I don't think so. If we had a chance of finding out exactly what the origin was, then that opportunity was very early in the outbreak, whereby experts could have gone and sampled the animal population to see if there was circulating strains in the animal population in that Wuhan area. I think a lot of that opportunity has already passed and passed forever with respect to collecting that data of, is it a lab leak, is it an animal origin, or is it something else?
And we know China has denied that the virus escaped from a lab. Do you think this issue has now become politicized, given the timing?
I think so. I think so, very much so. And again, the lessons there for all of us are, it is important not to make these issues toxic, because if you do, then of course we see what has happened with China and others. They close ranks, and then we are no further forward in our knowledge and our knowledge to protect the entire world population, just because some president or prime minister somewhere wishes to score points.
Absolutely, that's such an important point about closing ranks. We will leave it there. Thank you so much for your time and, as always, your excellent analysis. Dr. Bharat Pankhania speaking to us there from Leicester in the UK. Thank you so much.
Thank you.